Yeah, and like I said earlier, I think the CC is going to be able to win out this game, and I'd love to see it go to a game 3, but um, you know, Pays and Child Support knows what they're doing. They definitely have a very good handle on the meta, and they have very good team synergy. You won't see any missed engagements, many missed engagements there, and they're usually very solid when they're jumping in to commit to a fight. It's usually all or nothing, and when they do commit, they at least come out almost an even trade.
Yes, and that was relatively fast for having half in this game for loading, so we're going to be getting in.
He added more coal to his computer, is what they were saying earlier.
Or maybe he shoveled out the ashes.
Clean the flue on his computer so the exhaust is flowing freely now.
Alright,
okay.
so
No more bad computer jokes for him. Starting items fairly solid, mostly prospectors. We do see that Kindle gem on Leona one more time. Jace hasn't picked up anything yet, neither has Maokai. Zyra going right for the percent damage burn. Going for that Haunting Guys, get that Leandre's Torment, get the percent damage out. And Maokai is going to go with the same build as Leona there.
yeah, and looks like in this bottom lane we're going to have Talon versus Syndra. And that will surely be a good matchup to watch.
Yeah, it'll be pretty interesting. Talon's really going to have to time his cutthroat to kind of get in there and make sure that he's dodging abilities when he uses it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in the game. This is going to be Game 1, Pazel and Child Sport versus Feel the Vibe. And I hope you guys are ready for a great best of 3, because this is the finals.
Yes, it is, and looks like we're going to have Jarvan and Leona picking up their middle points, and what we see an early engagement right here on the windmill.
I don't think they want to engage without that Leona there. I think she's going to be the engagement for them. They're going to do some poking with infeed here, but now that they're both here, Dynov running straight in, dropping a little bit of damage. Armor actually getting passed up by Painkiller. Painkiller running in there, doing a good amount of damage, but taking a lot of hate at the same time. Jarvan, a great airborne on 4 people right there. He is going to get knocked up, inexhausted, but Blueberry in a lot of trouble. Jarvan going down. Painkiller's going to go down. And Armor now almost dead, but half-hearted, starting to zone them back. Infeed going to try to get one more kill there. The CV coming down onto Infeed. Half-hearted, easily able to zone them 1v1. A great shock blast from Infeed, picking it up on that Debonair Jace. A brand new skin coming out for you guys. But here comes the revived Dynov. He gets the airborne there. He's going to get the slow. The hammer to the skies. He's probably going to go down to this Jarvan. He's zoning him back as best he can. But meanwhile, Kayle is kind of left to her own means. 8th Wing Kayle does not mean that you can kill anybody you want. All the revives being busted out up top here for anybody that's died. They really want this first point. Ignite coming down on Dynov. A stun coming out, but Blueberry misses the AoE. Still has enough to kill her with a single target auto attack after that. And a continuous engagement up top here, which seems to be going in Blue's favor right now.
Now looking at the bottom lane, Syndra shoving this lane very hard against Nyx, and looks like he's having some issues down there.
Yeah,
he's going to get Syndra ulted.
Top lane is almost there. It does look like they're going to trade kills down in the bottom lane. Meanwhile, top lane, Painkiller actually missing the Zenith Blade to get in there. And Blueberry very low. Armor picking up 1 kill. Half-hearted grabbing another with a plant. Armor going to try to cap this, but now Ezreal has a revive coming up. Going to be able to take down Armor here. And is going to jump in on Sauron. No, he drops out the ult. He missed the ult and his Mystic Shot. Half-hearted is 1v1ing him now. And Sauron's going to try to get out of there. A knock-up from Zyra. She has the passive. He's out of range, but Jarvan's going to get the kill and try to get this point. He's finally going to get it, and that was a crazy fight up top to start this game off from Feel the Vibe.
Yes, and now looking, I wish I knew that Maokai's name actually was Armor, not A12 MOL12. Now I do not feel like the smartest guy around.
I did the same thing the first time I casted, and I was like, A12, Mo12. Obviously A12, Mo12. And they're like, no, it's Armor. Cut it out. It's Armor. Those are the elite R's with the 1-2 there.
Yeah, and Talon going on to Syndra. Will he be able to take her down? Kayle is here to help out, and she will secure that kill.
Oops, I actually dropped my dropped my thing on the keyboard there. Syndra's going to go down. They are collapsing on this top point. Dainov's going to be the first one there. He's going to try to use the standard to get in there. Nope, he actually just goes ahead and Dragon Strikes to slow them down. Defensive Garrison coming out. Very good job there to stop the cap at this point. Dainov running around in circles, coming back in. He's going to get the Cataclysm down on Blueberry. Going to get stunned. Leona picking up that kill with a Solar Flare, but here comes Half-Hearted to bring in some more AP damage as they defend this with another defensive Garrison. Painkiller in a lot of trouble, very low. Infeed also very low. Armor going to go with the Twisted Advance, but it was a little too soon. Kale, the intervention, barely in time to save him there, and I don't think they're going to get this point. Feel the vibe.
No, Ezreal trying to get that Mystic Shot off to pick one of them up, but doesn't look like he'll be able to make them meet.
Yeah, there are no rules, Frozen Blood, if you're asking. Just the typical Dominion rules. Whatever allows you to do, you can do. Obviously, there's no Boots of Mobility, and there are different items. There's no Zonias. It's a Wugut's Witch Cap and things like that. But there are no special rules to this tournament except for the fact that there are 4 bans prior to getting into the game.
Yes, and in this bottom lane, Syndra still pushing out Talon. Not looking like she wants to let up anytime soon.
And meanwhile, up top, Jace getting in a little too close. They caught Painkiller. Jace came in to help, but ended up being the target right away. Half-Hearted dropping the plants down. Painkiller very low and able to get out of there, but Annie will go down. Ezreal going over the wall, and Sauron's going to try to cut them off. There's a standard trying to get the damage on the Painkiller. He's going to go down to Kale right there. A great job by Kale with a Reckoning, and Ezreal just trying to slow them down from capping this point now as they're trying to take their 4th point.
Yeah, and you know, Sauron's been making a huge difference these past 2 games. Really been showing his strength and versatility on different champions.
Yeah, very strong player all around. That Urgot, and now on the Kale. There's the Stranglethorn knocking up Blueberry. One more attack, he goes down. The intervention's back up, but not enough to keep him alive as Dainov runs away. He's going to recall right there. Armor jumping in. The Arcane Shift a little early. Maokai almost able to take that out, but he does walk away in good timing too because they had a Leona jumping in there with a Zenith Blade, and they're just going to zone them back. They went with neutral on that tower, giving them a little bit more of an advantage.
Yeah, now, once we have short downtime, let's look at the item builds. We got 2 people on the red team picking up the Brutalizer, and same with on the blue team. They both have 2 Brutalizers also.
Oh, a gank coming down bottom here. Comptarius flashing out, unable to get out of there, drops the ult down, not enough damage. Sauron dropping that nuke slow on top of her, and not much she could do about it.
No, with that early magic penetration, she's going to be doing a lot of damage to those early game champions.
Yeah, most definitely. We have Infeed jumping on Dainov now, but taking a lot of damage from Half-Hearted over the wall there. Ooh, not a good Dragon Strike as they went down. Timber's coming down. Ezreal chasing onto Dainov here. He misses again with a True Shot Barrage, and now he's caught way out of position. Kale doing work onto him. One more auto attack. No, he gets over the wall, and it looks like Kale's going to have to try to get further in to try to get him down. There it is, the auto attack that needed to KO that Ezreal. And it was a mistake there where the positioning was not what they wanted. They didn't have Painkiller out front because he wasn't back up yet, so they just ran in onto them, and Sauron's doing so much damage with that Reckoning. He's actually rocking, what, 356 damage right now with 1 Reckoning.
Oh, that is a lot. And notice Syndra pushing again onto Talon in this bottom lane, and none of them have been leaving for those small fights up top just because they don't want to lose their points on those bot lanes. Yeah,
it looks like we might see another Kale gank down bottom. Syndra is going back. She might sense it with her 6th sense. And Kale, seeing that, is going to grab the Speed Shrine and go back up top. Blueberry also coming down bottom to look for an advantage onto Talon, but not seeing anything.
Yeah, it looks like Jace is going to try to defend Half-Hearted from taking that Storm Shield, because that surely does do a lot. It looks like Kale's going to be picking that up for herself, and looks like we might see a fight soon.
Yeah, they're kind of posturing around this jungle here. It's kind of in the hands of Feel the Vibe right now. Dainov's going to try to jump back in, do some damage here. Zaber's running out. A good Cataclysm there, getting knocked out of it, but the Jace getting just neutralized right there. Ezreal being very low, trying to poke in. Annie's the next target. Kale picking up that kill. We have the Talon coming down at them. See, he's going to get stunned right here. Pops the ult before the stun lands. Ooh, a Grasping Root just barely missing on Kaftaris, and that would have been the end of Syndra.
Yeah, and Syndra, although she is very low, she does have that ultimate up, so if someone was to come at her, she could go down.
And look at the minions working this refinery down, neutralizing that point once again. And they have 250 points left on the blue team here. And right now, Feel the Vibe can keep this momentum. They're going to take the first game against PECS Evelyn Child Support.
Yes, and another fight coming down on top.
Yep, the fight's coming back on top. Kaftaris is there this time, forced to ult Sona, but the ult Kale, but the intervention stopped it right there. The Maokai ult coming down, infeed going down right away. Their damage is lacking as 3 people are chasing 2 out of here. A good airborne. Zaber's going to go down here. Double kill for Maokai. Oh, a great Tristan advance at the very steps of their fountain. They're going to be able to grab this refinery. The revives have just seconds ticking off of them, but not ready in time. Meanwhile, down bottom, Annie getting nuked by the Talon. Syndra is a matchup for Talon, but Annie is having issues. Up top, Zaber's taking a lot more damage from Half-Hearted here. The plant's doing good work. It looks like they're going to just kind of back off. They're going to leave this point because their minions have now neutralized the windmill. So they're going to send one person up there, and Half-Hearted in a bad spot as Painkiller and Kaftaris take her out.
Yeah, and looks like we're going to have some downtime here. Kale's going to pick up the windmill all by herself. No defense at all.
Yeah, the minions are actually doing the work up top there. The minions already neutralized 2 points in this game from full to 0. Here comes Painkiller. Kale putting a little bit of damage in there. The ult coming out from Maokai. He's going to stop it as Jarvan comes into Kaftaris. A good ult coming out from Lona, but no. Jarvan Cataclysms out of it. Sauron going invulnerable versus that Annie. Infeed in a little bit of trouble now. But Painkiller doing a great job at trying to CC and work that front line there. Jarvan turning around on Dynov. He is not going to... Oh, they did go back in. A great twisted advance over the wall. Blueberry's going to go down as well as Annie. On Annie there. Jace is going to also go down. He's going to grab the health relic, come back in with a Dragon Strike, and pick up that 3-for-1 exchange.
Now, that was a very good fight to re-engage like that. They saw they would be able to pick up those kills, and they went straight for it.
Yeah, Jarvan running the Lantern there. We have Hextech Sweeper on Leona to try to see out those bushes before they run in and commit on them.
And that teamwork really showing from the purple team this game.
Definitely. Armor coming in. Defensive Garrison is down. He's going to jump on infeed. Tibbers is still there, but not really doing much right now. Another defensive Garrison, I think, coming out there. The point is now neutralized. Armor not having enough armor whatsoever. Syndra picking up that kill. It is going to be Ezreal dying bottom to Talon as this all goes on. The invulnerability coming up. A great Stranglethorn coming down. Blueberry in a little bit of trouble as Jarvan comes in with his revive. And Blueberry's going to go down to Jarvan in just a second if he can land his standard. There it is with the Dragon Strike instead. And grabbing a plant on Kaftaris, but it's not going to matter because Armor also had revive and is back up at the top lane to take this windmill back.
Yes, and they're going to have the 3-2 win. Blue team getting down to 100 points.
Yeah, they're coming ahead a lot now. They have to win by caps now. The kills will not give them points anymore, so they have to get the caps. But they're controlling 3 points as they have for pretty much this whole game, and they've also been able to neutralize the 4th point. Whenever they send anybody but Syndra down bottom, Talon is able to nuke them and take them out whenever he has his ult up.
And in the middle, they're both seeing each other, going to get those storm shields, try to defend themselves and hold out and see if they can turn this one around, which looks very unlikely right now.
And it looks like Syndra picked up the plant but didn't really do much with it. And they're trying to defend this here, but Jarvan's coming down. He doesn't get a decent engagement, but he does have Cataclysm up. In feed in a lot of trouble, dying right away. Talon is in there with his ult up as well. Dynov getting the invulnerability. A Stranglethorn whiffing on pretty much the whole team. Nobody going airborne, but the damage still coming out as Half-Hearted is dropping the plants and the AoEs. Gonna go down to the Syndra. Zaber's in there a little bit deep. Sauron picking up that kill, while the Kale picks up the Ezreal. Sauron picks up the Ezreal, and Maokai getting the best of Annie towards the point there, and it looks like they're gonna just command this game, and I don't think there's anything that they can do to come back now. They're just a little too far behind, and the 3 caps and jungle control has been too much.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be turning that into a 4 cap soon, and they're going to really have to take those points back if they want to stay any longer in this game.
Sauron going 1v2 after Maokai died, picking up the kill onto Syndra. Jace up top here, though, going to try to take the windmill. Meanwhile, though, Half-Hearted has neutralized the bottom turret, almost taking down Zabers by himself. Half-Hearted now almost has a Rylaze as well, and Talon went up top to clean up where Kale started, even though he got seen by that, the Crazy Spectral Lantern, not the Hextech Sweeper.
And it looks like this is going to be GG, because it doesn't look like they'll be able to take up another point.
Yeah, there's really nothing the blue team can do right now. They're just not close enough. Half-Hearted might go down here to that Leona in a 1v1. A very good Leona play to be able to take that out, but Blueberry coming down to try to get a cap, just meeting up with more teammates there, and that is going to be the end of the game. First game going to Feel the Vibe.
Yep, and I'm thinking this might be a 2-0. We don't know.
Yeah, it's looking like it's going to be pretty close no matter which way it happens. But like I said, I don't think I've ever seen Pazel and Child Support lose a game 2. So I expect them to win this game. I expect them to change it up, come back, win that game. It's not May. It's Mayo. It's M-A-O. Why? It's Mayokai like this. M-A-Y-O.
I thought it was Maokai, like M-O-W.
No, like mayonnaise. Like mayonnaise.
Oh.
No, I pronounce things however I like. Just be glad you're not A12 Mo 12 armor.
Oh man, I don't want to talk about that.
A12 Mo 12.